So here we are, round 3 of the JSRA British Championships, and we're at Avos Watersports up in Preston, Lancashire. The sun is out, the sky's blue, it's very windy, but it's going to be a great weekend's racing ahead of us.
We're doing quite well. We're leading GP, we've won all the races from that so far. And then the stock clash, we've got a bit of a mix, but we've pretty much pulled the lead on that. Not by a few points, not by many, but it's still a lot to play for, so doing quite well.
James Bushel's obviously not here this weekend, so it gives me a chance to catch up on a few points. Potentially overtake him as well.
I was expecting quite a tight course and quite a flowing course, but it's been a bit different. It's quite a fast course, but with some tight corners. So overall, I'm hoping just to keep my results up and gain some points in the championship.
In the blue splitters, they're like really quick if you're good at tight. So you go through them and you get past loads of people.
You're looking to hold a British Championship title as the place to be.
So we are here at Avos Leisure, and this is a very, very interesting course. Thumper, tight one today, very, very windy as well. It's technical, isn't it, up here?
This course, round 3, is the most technical we've got, Rob. It's as tight as you like. It's all about the turns. For the riders, what they've got to do is get the whole shot. Once they've got that, they've got to make the boat as wide as possible. Really tight and technical.
Well, there's a number of things that we look at here. The whole shot, first and foremost, it's really, really short, isn't it? What is it, 100 metres before the buoy? And then you're off. Like, if we looked at the last one at Liverpool, probably 300 metres of start straight. Now you've got 100 metres, you've got to be quick on it.
It's chalk and cheese. Liverpool was around about 12-13 seconds whole shot. This one, 3 or 4 seconds, 100 metres, then a 90-degree turn.
Absolutely. Interestingly, on this one as well, there's an awful lot of left hand as well. There's not too much right hand, there's an awful lot of left hand. It's definitely a left-handed course.
It's an anti-clockwise left-handed course all the way round, and it suits the smaller skis who've got power to weight ratio. The big boys are struggling a little bit this weekend, but it's everyone's favourite. They love it.
So race time now, and we have the ski lights up next. This is an amazing class, isn't it?
It is, and it's really close. We've got Chloe Marsh, we've got Kevin Pope, we've got Jason Young, who are here. Might be going out on a borrowed ski because he's got some technical. I saw him in the pits earlier, and he got some technical issues. I don't know whose ski he's going out on, but he's borrowing one.
That's a big thing for him at the moment as well, because he is just ahead in the points at the moment. We've got Danny Mason there as well. We've got Richard Gilbert. It's an incredibly tight pack. The big question is who's going to be at the front as they go into that start line.
Chloe Marsh has got the inside of the inside. She's got Jason Young next to her. Oh no, Jason's further over.
That's Lucy Gadsby's.
He's on.
Machine.
Yes, he's borrowed Lucy Gadsby's machine for this race. Oh, there was some creep in there.
Look, that is an interesting end. It's going to be very, very difficult for him actually on a machine that's not his, completely alien to him, especially with the lineup he's got right next door to him. He's got Chloe Marsh, Richard Gilbert is in there as well, and this is going to be really interesting seeing them come out through the split. Their leaders seem to have gone for the blue.
It's looking to me like Chloe Marsh. Jason Young's going to be around the outside. They're going to be side by side.
Look at that.
Oh, it was Danny Mace. So as they come round for the first line crossing, it's going to be Chloe Marsh over the log jump, Danny Mace in second, Kevin Pope, the 63-year-old from Oxfordshire, in third.
I spoke to Chloe earlier, and she absolutely adores this course. She loves the tightness of it. She likes the fact that it suits her riding style. And we've seen Danny Mace through the course of the weekend. He's been okay, but he's not really been on fire, has he?
No, and Chloe Marsh is trying to stretch her legs in the early part of the race. I think Danny Mace might end up, in fact he's doing it now, he's holding Kevin Pope up because Chloe Marsh is getting away, and Kevin Pope really should be fighting for the lead at this stage. He's one of the quicker riders.
Let's have a look at this split now as Chloe Marsh comes around the corner. She's gone green. Who's with her?
Well, they've all followed her on the green. They're favouring the green side. The split course, as you know, Rob, is put in place to give the riders an overtaking opportunity.
We've got a yellow flag in front of us now.
They've closed the log jump. The log jump is moved. The wind and the anchor points have been causing trouble with that log jump all weekend, Rob, and they've decided to close it.
Absolutely. Well, they're all going around the outside, and that will speed things up a little bit for everybody. We've seen a few thrills. We've seen quite a few spills as well through the course of the weekend, and nothing is sure. Just because you're at the front, it's still bumpy.
It certainly is. I mean, Chloe's getting what we call the clean water, but the way this lake is...
Look at Richard Gilbert go. Sorry to interrupt you there. Let's look at the 85 of Richard Gilbert. He is absolutely chomping at the tail there of Kev Pope.
He's nearly close enough to get a bungee cord around the back of Kev's ski, but Aaron Cantwell's in there as well. He's getting up, and so is Harry Robinson on the 53. It's going to be a six-way battle.
This is tight track racing, isn't it? At its absolute finest. On some of the bigger courses, you see big gaps opening up, but look at those. This is hectic. Let's have a look now. Is the log jump back open again? Yes, it is. The log jump is open. Is that going to cause any complications for anyone? It slows this last little stretch down just before
there's a move.
The jump.
Jason Young, sorry to cut across. He's got Aaron Cantwell.
Well spotted. And oh, it's tight there. Oh, he's got through. He's over the jump nice and comfortably.
What a move that was.
He is snapping at the heels of Richard Gilbert.
2 riders in 1 lap for Jason Young.
The checkered flag comes out as Chloe Marsh goes over the jump for the last time. The checkered flag is out. She takes the win, having lapped Anders Bosnam. Second there.
Goes to Danny Mace. Kev Pope gets 3rd. Richard Gilbert just hangs on to 4th from Jason Young, who had the ride of the race. He came from last to 5th.
So let's have a look at the state of play after round 3. In the ski lights, it is Kevin Pope at the top of the pile on 4.59, just ahead of Jason Young on 4.50, with Chloe Marsh in 3rd on 436. Chloe, what an epic performance that was.
Yeah, I got the whole shot and I let it around. I was gaining a few seconds each lap, I think, until I got stuck behind the back marker. But yeah, I'm tired now. I've got to go straight into another one.
But it looked like there was just no stopping you. You were just putting more and more distance between you and Danny.
Yeah, every time I looked behind me, Danny was getting further and further away, and it's just nice to see that progress and pushing yourself even more. But then again, you don't want to push yourself too much to the point where you're going to come off and lose it.
So, Jason, 5th place for Jason.
Yeah, it's not overall. I don't think he was on his own ski, was he? So maybe not an overall best result for him. But it'll even out the overall points a bit more, I think. Hopefully.
That's what I was meaning. The result there means that it's going to open that championship out.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to put some of the results in weird places, I think, this time.
Well, back to learning how to race again, and check this out. On the water itself, this is my first time on a ski, and I've got Graham here that's going to teach me the basics. So what are we going to be looking at today, Graham?
We're going to learn how to get on the ski, how to control the ski, and how to control it safely.
Not just a case of getting on, twist and rip then?
No, there's a bit more to it than that.
Okay. Well, this is one of the skis that's actually been out racing. This is Lisa Gilbert. She's very kindly lent it to me for the course of today. Thank you ever so much, Lisa. Let's see what we can do. Helmet on, safety first, of course.
Wait till you're racing.
That was racing speed, isn't it?
No.
I reckon we're up to racing speed with that straight away. Yeah, interesting. The handling's quite different actually to what I was expecting, and it's surprising how bumpy it was out there, bearing in mind you weren't really making that many bumps.
Yeah.
So it gets a bit used to, or it takes a while getting used to it. The other thing is obviously not getting used to having that power on. Of course, if you think you're going into a bit of a situation, the first thing I do is throttle off.
Yeah, you panic, which is not what you want to do.
No, absolutely.
If you need to turn, clamp it and turn.
Yeah, it seemed to be a lot easier going slightly faster.
Yes,
as well. So,
a bit more stable.
Yeah.
Until you get in the chop, the wake from my boat, it tends to want to plane and go.
On the edge of you, yeah. So, blimey, I've got a lot more respect for racers. Not that I didn't have any before, but having just been out and done that, wow, you can see how physical it is. That's very impressive. So, if you are thinking about racing, 1, get out there and have a practice beforehand, and 2, get your guns going, because I think you need them. Go back out.
Yeah, sure.
Well, featured race now, and it's the juniors, and the junior scene is really, really good in this, isn't it, Thumper?
It's really competitive. We've got a lot of good juniors. I think there's 11 of them on the line this afternoon, Rob.
I don't know many sports that have got this good a junior scene. Everybody gets on well with each other, but it is massively competitive.
Not only is it competitive, in my mind, we've got 1 or 2 world-class athletes out there in the juniors.
Absolutely. One of them's up there now. Her name, I think, is Lucy Gadsby. Let's have a look and see what she's going to do. And here they go, they line up now, and closest to us is Lucy Gadsby. She's had a bit of a slow start then, bit of a holder fault, and she's been left behind.
She has. That is really unusual.
That does not normally happen, and Molly Fern, who was next to her, just shot straight past her then. And this will be interesting to see who is going to be in the lead as they come out of this split. Lucy is very, very good at making up ground, but that was a terrible start for her, and she's known as a good starter. Let's have a look. Yes, it's Molly Fern that's through first.
That looks like Jack Wells in second place in it, and Aaron Hickey in third.
We're looking at 1, 1, 2, 4. Lucy has just lost it. She's fifth there. That is incredible. Don't normally see that at all, but that is a brilliant start for Molly Fern. And my word, Lucy Gadsby has got her work cut out now.
She's down in fifth place behind Bailey Gibson, who got a cracking start and got himself a fourth over the line.
Be very interesting to see how she deals with this, because she's normally taking that hole shot and having clean water. She doesn't have to battle through many people very often.
Well, Molly needs to take advantage of this and put as much water between her and the rest of the riders as soon as possible, because we know that Lucy Gadsby is going to try and get through the field, and there's 2 or 3 other riders in the way, so Molly's got to take advantage and just get out of there. Just go.
Well, she's on it. She's just coming in front of us now as she goes round the yellow buoy in front of the spectators. Just about to disappear through the winner's arch.
But look at this, Rob.
And there's a big gap. Yeah, here we come.
Lucy Gadsby's already got back up to third place. She's got round Aaron Hickey, and she's got Jack Wells in her sights.
Let's have a look now. They're through the splits and they've both gone green. That's a surprise.
Well, Lucy's not close enough to have a stab or a lunge for the lead yet, so she's playing it coy. Right over at the bank, the water's a bit flatter, so she's taking the clean water. Not a bad thing to do. Bide your time. They're not at the halfway point yet.
And we've got a drama there. Lucy Gadsby has overtaken Molly Fern. She went for the green line. Molly went blue, and Lucy has taken her.
Yeah, I don't know what went on. I think Molly took the wrong side that time. She got the rough water instead of the smooth. Lucy took advantage, and she shot through into the lead, which, to be fair, we expected at some point throughout the race.
There's a big difference between that blue and that green split. The blue is a little bit shorter, but it's significantly tighter, isn't it?
It is. It's making all the difference. But we've got a world-class rider out there, and she's proving the point this afternoon in these tough conditions.
So let's have a look now at the battle between third and fourth. Jack Wells still holding off at the front there.
Jack Wells is doing really well here, Rob. He's coming round, and he's still got Aaron Hickey putting him under pressure and keeping him real. And Rihanna Wilson's there as well. She's pushing Aaron Hickey.
Rihanna, another very good technical rider there. She's staying wide just underneath that finishing arch, going round the 2 red buoys and disappearing behind the back of the island. But let's look now back at the race leader. That race leader is Lucy Gadsby. She goes under the arch for the last time, and it's game over. Lucy wins yet again. And in the juniors, a perfect score, 540 points for surely a future world champion in the making, Lucy Gadsby. Second up, Molly Fern, 4.42, and Jack Wells just behind in third on 4.27. Exciting, but it looks all ready to be Gadsby's. Ladies, that was an absolutely fantastic race. You look like you were enjoying yourselves.
Yeah, definitely. It was such good fun.
Lucy, you normally start very well, but that didn't work for you then, did it?
No, I've not been doing very well in my hole shots, but I've worked my way back up.
So you went into the first corner in the lead, hole shot there.
Yeah, happily got the hole shot award, so.
Fantastic. But in the end, Lucy, you managed to pull it back again.
Yeah, it was a really high battle.
Now, digging into the nitty-gritty of what goes on race day, there's a tent here and it's got some machines underneath it. What on earth is going on?
This, Rob, is our technical area. This is where we check the skis for safety before they go out on the water. Where before the race weekend starts, they have to sign in. The skis are checked for safety, make sure everything is in the working order. There's nothing hanging off the ski that could cut somebody in half in a race.
Standard motor racing scrutineering then, basically.
Pretty
safety
much, yeah.
And regulations.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I noticed that as soon as some of the guys have finished the races, they're coming straight in. This is normally first, second and third. Why is that?
Standard practice, we get first, second and third into the scrutineering area to make sure that the ski is as we saw it on Friday evening.
Okay.
So we're checking again to make sure the lanyard stops the engine when they pull it out. There's no trim hanging off the ski, because over the weekend trim could start hanging off the ski, and that is an important thing to make sure doesn't happen.
Well, there we are. That is the serious end of racing, and if you're thinking about getting on the water and competing, you've got to make sure that you comply with the regs. Race time again now, and the Runabout stocks are lining up. And this championship now, this is getting really exciting. Let's look at the leader at the moment, James Bushell. He's not here, he's out, that's going to cost him.
He's away racing in Italy. He's got another commitment this weekend, so the field is open. Lewis Aitken can go for it. We've got David Rapp. We haven't seen a Rapp attack this weekend. I'd love to see one, but Amy McPherson's in there. They're all on, those three riders are all on Sea-Doos. Amy could do really well this weekend, but let's not forget that Yamahas are having a good go at it as well. We've got Steve Davis on his GP 1800.
Well, the course suits them very well, and these are immensely powerful machines for this quite tight course here. But for me, it's got to be Aitken at the moment. If he can just keep his nose clean and keep it ahead of Rapp, the tournament looks like it might well be his. Early days, of course, but he is absolutely on fire.
If David Rapp gets the whole shot, this course is all about the whole shot on the split course. So if David Rapp gets a good start, Aitken's going to have to work hard.
There we go. Let's see. They're on there now. Well, there we go. Whistle blown. Oh, David Rapp's just necked it forwards a bit there.
There was a bit of creeping going on there, Rob. David Rapp's holders couldn't hold on to him. He was giving it too much throttle.
There's two holders on each of these boats. You will see as you're watching, two guys holding, but there is an awful lot of power to hold back on these, isn't there? When they throttle down, how many horsepower is going through this? 300?
300 horses going through these Sea-Doos.
And they're away. Let's have a look now. It looks like it's Lewis Aitken who's got the inside hole shot. He's made a lot of ground there. That was a quick start.
I can see David Rapp screaming around the outside, Rob.
Let's have a look. He's on blue. Lewis Aitken at the front. That's incredibly tight there. They are so manoeuvrable for big machines. And let's have a look who's going to come out first. It's Lewis Aitken ahead of David Rapp as they come around in front of the spectators for the first time. And you've got to say that this level is absolutely terrifying. The speed here, the wash that's coming through, I think we're going to get soaked.
They're going past us up to 80 miles an hour at this point, Rob, and it's frightening. I mean, Lewis Aitken got himself the whole shot. He's going to settle down now. He's got the clean water in front of him. David Rapp's got to do all the work now.
Let's just have a little chat about the power in these machines. Now, we say they are 300 horsepower. How much do they weigh?
They weigh about 450 kilograms, Rob. 300 horsepower with a supercharger.
So if you normally have four wheels and a bit of tarmac underneath you, this is the equivalent almost of a Bugatti Veyron. This is why they're so quick. This is why they are so exciting. Amy McPherson, she is flying. She's handling that like an absolute madman, and she is increasing the gap between her and fourth every single lap.
She is. I can't believe it.
We have a red flag. We've got a red flag. Let's see the marshal. We've got a red flag. What's going on? We've got the red boy that's moved just on the other side of the start line there. We've got the red boy just on the other side of the winner's arch, and you can see that's moved in. It's getting a fair amount of wash, and you spoke earlier, Thumper, about the washing machine effect on that corner. That's exactly what we've seen there, and that red boy, the first one just underneath the arch, that's lodged or dislodged over and moved right into the track. So they reform now, and we see the rolling start as they get back into race order.
So what happens here, Rob, we send out the pace boat. That's the guy with the orange helmet on. They'll come round through the split course, nice and steady. Then he'll slowly build his speed up, he will peel off, and the riders will go straight through the winner's arch at full tilt. Here they come. We've seen one already this weekend, and it works really well. Just like in Formula One with the big AMG Mercedes.
What it has done is it's closed that gap down between Lewis Aitken and David Rapp, and Aitken is right up the pipe.
Here we go. He peels off
gone
now.
And they're away, and let's have a look at that. Straight away, Lewis Aitken is away. David Rapp knows that he's got a chance now, and he's straight after him, but it's got quite hard to see through that spray, isn't it?
We're on the bank and we can't see nothing. Just think what it's like to be a rider out there.
Let's get back to the main race now. This is the front. This is the white flag of surrender, as you say. This is the last lap now, and we have David Rapp chasing Lewis Aitken. And the tournament director there's getting an absolute soaking every time somebody goes through.
Oh, the poor fella's completely soaked.
He's not looking happy. Anyway, we get back to the action now, as coming round the penultimate red buoy, just passing the jump just before the end, is our winner for this race. Lewis Aitken, he crosses the line. David Rapp has made a bit of ground on him, but it's enough for second. And Aiming McPherson, she's following in a very, very creditable third place. Now that was a race and a half. And in the Runabout 4-stroke stock, it's that man Lewis Aitken at the top of the tree with 426 points, just ahead of David Rapp on 404. Pretty tight there. Aiming McPherson in third on 348, and there's a reasonable deficit for her to catch up to get one of those top two positions. Lewis, what can I say? Wow, that was an amazing performance.
Yeah, I had to make the most of it while James wasn't here and make sure I got all 3 wins.
So I've got to say, from the outside looking in, that was just an incredibly exciting race. What was it like out there on the water?
Yeah, until the restart, I built up quite a lead, and then obviously the red flag came out and took that away from me, but I just made use of the flat water again after the restart and tried to get my lead back.
Even the flat water didn't look that flat.
No, it was quite choppy out there.
Yeah. Tell us about that corner just after the winner's arch. That's quite tight, isn't it?
It is a tight one. I feel sorry for Dave on the tower. He's getting soaked every time.
Yeah, absolutely battered, but great performance, good for points as well.
Yeah, really good for points. Getting 180 points, maximum points this weekend, so make it hard for James to catch me.
Wow, David, that was a race and a half.
Yeah, fatigue had set in by the end. I was struggling a little bit, fitness, but I think I was reeling Lewis in right at the very end, slowly, which was good. I was pleased with that.
Yeah, good result, first and second for the both of you. That's going to up the tournament right up now, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll take 3 second places. Could have been better, could have been a lot worse. So yeah, the points, I think it's 15 point gap as a result of this weekend now. So still well within reach.
And there we have it. Round 3 is over, and we say goodbye to you from a very windy but incredibly exciting Avos Watersports up in Preston. Join us next time when we're on the sea down at Clacton.